We basically have our rail assembly put together, and we've got our two side supports that'll be supporting the cross right panel here for the actual motor assembly. So what we're going to do now is get this into position, and the way we've set this up is that we've actually put positions on the baseboard and we've checked those against the table. So what we're looking for is the drill to start just on or just before the table, and then with the full slide motion of the table on the rail system, it comes to the end here or just past the end. And that's what we've achieved. So we've got that measured out, we've got our lines marked across the board, and we've got these in position where we need to have them. So on the boards themselves, we've got our centre line marked, and we've got our positions for our screws to secure into the baseboard. And what we're going to do now is just pre-drill these holes here so we can put the screws in later on and put the countersinks in as well. So I've measured the width of the screws that we'll be using, and we've got the appropriate drill. So that's a 5mm drill, and these measure just under 5mm across. So as you can see here, we've got our holes drilled for our baseboard screws, and we've also got the holes drilled for the cross member screws. So what we're going to do now is just countersink those. So what we've done is just done some pre-drills until we've got the depth of the countersink to where we want it. So now I'm just setting up the drill stop so that we can get all the others the same, and just test it to make sure. So what we're doing now is just applying glue to the vertical supports, and we've just got to glue those into position, clamp them in. So what we're doing now is just lining up the vertical support with the line, that reference line that we're using, and just getting that set up like that, and we'll do the same with the other side. We've now put the two uprights on, and they've been lined up with their appropriate marks, and we've got that clamped in and glued. So what we'll do now is wait for that to glue. Once the glue is set, then we'll put the screws in, and the next bit we'll be doing will be the cross member. We'll have to get that lined up. So what we have here is the frame, and we've got all that glued up. So what we're doing now is just putting in some screws. Now the screws we're using are these ones. So these are timber screws, 10 gauge by 45mm, and what I want to do here is just line this up and get it to run reasonably true with the holes that we're already put in, which are 5mm. And once we've got that set up, then we're going to run a 3.5mm drill through. So we've lined it up with the 5mm drill, and we've got the 3.5mm drill in now, and we're just going to do a pre-drill through each of these holes. And once we get that done, then we can put the actual screws in. So what we're doing now is just putting the actual screws in themselves. We've got our wood screws in for the cross beam, and also for the base area. So that's completed on both sides.